I'm going to start with a very short one called, which Ishani's asked me to start with, which is called the definition of a vegan. The definition of a vegan is someone who cares, someone compassionate, someone who dares to stand up for animals, someone aware of the unfair conditions and lives that are theirs. It's easy to be one, but easier not. It depends on the ethics and morals you've got. And that's what defines you, as much as it has. You'll only be vegan if you're someone who cares. Just with that in mind, this is a very short follow-on from that. It's called Through My Eyes. If you could step into my shoes and look from where I'm standing, if you could see yourself through my eyes, would it enhance your understanding? If you could read my mind and take my heart and open it ajar, well then you truly realise how beautiful you are. That's to all the vegans in the room. Right, this is a slightly longer poem, it's not long. Food misconstrued. There's a restaurant full of people at the top end of our street, but if I were to go there, there'd be nothing I could eat. All they sell is chopped up bodies and secretions stole from slaves. To walk into that restaurant feels like a visit to their graves. Browsing through their menu shows they have nothing to eat as they contaminate the vegetables with eggs and milk and meat. They're dressed up as respectable, but they might as well be nude, because they're posing as a restaurant but they don't sell any food. There's a cafe on the corner that most people think is good, but when I've asked for plant-based options, they've never understood. All they sell is chopped up bodies and secretions stole from slaves. To walk into that cafe feels like a visit to their graves. They advertise their specials on a blackboard on the wall, but all I see is cruelty. There is no food at all. Their concept of cuisine is Neanderthal and crude. It's a cafe on the corner, selling anything but food. There's a food truck in the market selling breakfast bags to go. When they ask about alternatives, they answer with a no. All they sell is chopped up bodies and secretions stole from slaves. To walk up to that food truck feels like a visit to their graves. They're profiting from murder, but they couldn't give a fuck, as long as their accomplices are buying from their truck. They make a lot of money, but in fact they should be sued, as they call themselves a food truck, but they haven't any food. There are fast food outlets everywhere, colourful and bright, but if you look behind the scenes you see a bloody awful sight. All they sell is chopped up bodies and secretions stole from slaves. Ordering from your car feels like they're driving through their graves. They have millions of customers eating billions of souls, making trillions of dollars while they're filling all their holes. Kindness and compassion, what their menus don't include. There are fast food outlets everywhere, but what they're selling isn't food. Thank you. Okay, I've been told I can do one more before the proper act comes on. And Dawn Chorus is fantastic, so I can't wait for it anyway. Okay, this one's called Veganised. When you start to question all the lies and look the victims in the eyes and mourn for every soul that dies, you know you've just been veganised. When you worry what's inside your pies and all the food your money buys and things you loved you now despise, that's when you know you're veganised. When feelings of disgust arise at people who you once thought wise, but now you see through their disguise, your morals have been veganised. When talking to 1,000 guys and asking them to empathise seems like a pointless exercise, it's when you know you're veganised. When everyone but you denies the truth and even justifies the meat and dairy enterprise, it's how you know you're veganised. When things your family do belies their claims that they can sympathise with feelings that you vocalise, it just means that you're veganised. When torture chambers are devised and sacrifice is maximised, and finally you've realised that you no longer feel surprised that this has all been legalised. As long as it's not visualised and neither is it televised, the sight of animals demised, their bodies being pulverised, might cancel out the polarised opinions of the world, disguised as caring as the advertised, and hopefully conceptualise a world that could be veganised. Thank you.